Hey everybody, can you believe we are past the middle of June. In fact, we are officially, according to the calendar, almost at the first day of summer. Although for those of you that live in Arizona, especially down in the metropolitan Phoenix area, you know that we've been dealing with summer for quite a while. We've already had our 118-degree days, and actually this week's going to actually be nice. It's going to be below 100. But we are officially here in summer, and so I want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Lockbox presented by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, located here in beautiful sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. Plus we have an office in Sedona, Flagstaff, Prescott, Camp Verde, Williams, and Payson, Arizona. We are handling a big majority of the state, and thank you for making us Arizona's #1 lifestyle and real estate podcast. Okay, so you'll notice today there was no music starting the podcast off due to my music choices seem to be getting banned because they don't like, apparently I don't have a copyright to use some of them. So anyways, we'll change that up a little bit and things will get rocking and rolling. But as we head into summer, I figured it was time to go ahead and talk about some stuff that is related to summer. And so basically today's episode is going to be called Before You Hit the Road. It is vacation time for many, many people. So before we get into this, I just want to tell you the Arizona market. I got the Grandon Group, my sister and I, we are doing fantastic. So we've got people moving here from out of state, people moving around in Arizona. The market's still great. I got to tell you, it's been really, really good. Once you stop listening to the media and you start making decisions based on your wants and needs, life happens. Yeah, rates are still a little high, but we know that's going to change so you can refinance. It is a great time to buy a house. For those of you that want a new build, okay, other realtors are going to tell you they can't do this. I can. I can get you a brand spanking new house. If you're open to areas, and these are nice areas, brand new communities, I can get you into a brand spanking new build home under $385,000. 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,600 square feet. I can get you the first year rate at 2.99, second year at 3.99, and lock you in under 5%. That is correct. A lot of agents, a lot of people, they don't think that you can go negotiate with new builds, and that's 100% untrue. You can go in. We've been finding that we've been getting, some places we're getting washer, dryer, fridge, blinds, but great rates, and you're getting into a brand spanking new community. So up in Surprise, we sold several there this in the past few months, and it's brand spanking new. In fact, it's so new the clubhouse is not even done yet, and the clubhouse is going to be out of this world. And let me tell you, you have an opportunity to develop the personality of those areas. And what I mean by that is when you move in, you start socializing with the neighbors, the neighborhood will take on a personality of its own. You have the opportunity to be the first one in there and help develop how that neighborhood's going to look. Are you going to get on the board? Are you going to allow this and that? These communities are just fantastic. So call me for a bigger discussion on it and stuff. But if you're looking for a brand new build and you're willing, if you're like, well, I need to live in Scottsdale, obviously those prices aren't going to happen in Scottsdale or Phoenix or Paradise Valley, but we can get you into like North Peoria, Surprise. You can go out to East Valley, Mesa and stuff. But listen, there's still some quote-unquote affordable housing. Reach out to the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, and we will get you taken care of. Now, let's talk about something fun since we are rolling into summer. We just passed Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Before you hit the road, vacation time is supposed to be one of those times. It's, going out, you might be going to the beach, you might be going to the mountains, you might be just taking a staycation, but for whatever reason, there tends to be a lot of stress before you leave. I know in my household, getting ready to take a little vacation, and for the week or two leading up to leaving, it's what are we going to do with the dogs? Who's going to watch the house? Who's going to feed the fish? Who's going to do this and that? It's just a checklist of stuff that you almost need a vacation from when you get back from the vacation because you've been so stressed. So anyways, I want to just kind of go through, I got several little items here that I thought would help you out we're going to kind of make this a fun podcast. So feel free to chime in. And, you can check us out at the Grandon Group, but also YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and I think it's on Instagram. Who knows? But we can get that rocking and rolling for you. So anyways, a little preparation can save you a lot of stress while you're away and help you come back to a safe, clean, problem-free home. So, hey, I put this little checklist. I also put it in a blog. You can check it out. But let's start off here. Before you go on your vacation, Saturday afternoon, you're leaving Monday, let's just say, check for water leaks. All right, just walk around, check under the sinks, check the hot water heater under the, around the sinks, check the hose bibs outside. Take a quick look around, check the washing machine area and near water heaters. If possible, okay, it's a little bit extra work, shut off water supply to toilets and the sinks before leaving, just to avoid anything. Listen, it's always seems something happens the day before you leave. And I mean, last year before we went on vacation, hot water heater blew. So had to get that fixed the day of. And you guys know how it is if you have to have somebody out on emergency, how they stick it to you. So, before you go on your vacation, check for water leaks. The last thing you want is water to come into the home and cause damage. So take a look around. If possible, shut off the water supply to the toilets and sinks before leaving. If you can't, maybe just check it out and then make sure that whoever's watching your house for you, maybe a neighbor's just keeping an eye on it. Make sure they have a number to a plumber, just in case. All right, our big thing, arrange pet care. If you have a furry family member, make sure you have a reliable friend, family member, or pet sitter lined up. This is incredibly important. In Arizona, it is the law. You leave your pet outside in a cage in the sun, you're going to go to jail. And there's other things that are going to happen to you too if certain people find out. It's amazing how many people do not take care of their pets. Not the people in this audience, though, because we love our animals. So just make sure that you have a reliable family friend, member, neighborhood kid that can stop by at least twice a day to feed, maybe walk, and check on your pets. Don't forget about the fish. Sprinkle them some little flakes a couple times a day as well. It is really important that the animals have fresh water. It gets in the sun here and stuff. It tends to get a little messy. Make sure it's changed out. Listen, they're part of our family, and they can't necessarily go on vacation, so make sure they're just able to get their walk and their feed twice a day. And if they're going to stay in the house, make sure someone's there to let them out a couple times a day. Take care of the pets. To me, that's the most important thing. Okay, the other thing is, we know APS and SRP have a tendency to stick it to you on price, and they love to. Set your air conditioning. You don't want to return to a home that's a burning oven, and you also don't want one that's been running the AC like crazy while you're away. Set your thermostat to a reasonable temperature. Let's just say like maybe 80, 81 in this Arizona summers. And if possible, some of you have it on your smartphone. Just make sure you monitor it regularly and make sure during those peak hours that it's set higher so you don't get charged and stuff. But it's great coming home from a vacation to a nice cool home, so this way you can kind of set it up that way. The other thing, if you're going to have someone pet sit or family members watch or whoever it is, a trusted neighbor, or sometimes the vets watch your houses, make sure you leave a list of emergency numbers for whoever is watching your home. Include your family, include a plumber, an electrician, a trusted neighbor, and if you have pets, make sure your vet's name is on that list. Again, things happen when you're away, and you don't want to have to spend 3-4 hours on the phone having to deal with stuff. An emergency contact list will go a long, long way to making sure you have a stress-free vacation. Okay, here's the other thing, and some of you are going to be like, oh my God, you want me to do all this before we go on vacation? But listen, I didn't do this for many years, and now it's at a point, and I actually started up about a week before we leave. Clean out the kitchen. Clean out your refrigerator. Toss out any fruits, vegetables, milk, or leftovers that are going to spoil while you're gone. Make sure you empty the trash and give the kitchen a good wipe down. This way you'll avoid any unpleasant surprises when you get home. When you get home, you want to walk into a house that smells fresh and clean. And if you've taken out the trash, all the leftovers are spoiled, you have to deal with that stuff, all the leftovers. milk that's soured, whatever it is, get it out of your fridge. Make sure everything's wiped down. So this way, spend an hour before you leave. That way when you come home, those nerves will be calmed down. All right. The other thing is, recommend tidy up before you leave. Coming home to a clean house is one of life's underrated pleasures. Make beds, vacuum the floors, and put away any clutter. Trust me, you're going to thank yourself when you get home. For those of you, some of you have a maid. If you have a maid and they're able to clean the house while you're gone, great. If not, maybe the day before you leave. But I'll tell you what, getting home from vacation, you roll in with your suitcases, being able to put that stuff away and then jump into a fresh made bed, a fresh smelling house, a clean floor, you're going to really be happy, and it's going to make that vacation that you just got off of so much better. Okay, lock it down. In today's world, there's so much going on. People actually watch to see what you're doing. Believe it or not. Yeah, you might not think you're important, but that guy that's sitting out in your front yard in a little red car just watching stuff, and you're like, I don't think they live here in the neighborhood. You want to make sure that you lock it down. Double check all doors and windows. Make sure they're secure. Consider using timers for lights to make it look like someone's home in the evenings. And this is another reason why, if you have a trusted family friend, whatever it might be, to come by a couple times a day. Maybe not at the same time, just different points of the day. And if you can get someone to stay at your house at night, even better. But either way, make it look like someone's home in the evenings. This way, you don't come home to a Home Alone adventure. And many of you probably remember the movie Home Alone. The kid was stuck at home and the robbers were trying to get in. Great movie. But, unfortunately, that kind of stuff is true. Okay, I've got 10 on this list here, which I think are probably good for you. So number 8, unplug non-essential electronics. First of all, save energy and reduce fire risk by unplugging things like chargers, small appliances. Hell, maybe even get rid of unplug your TVs. And make sure curling irons and candles are blown out. It's amazing how many people are in a rush when they leave. They leave the iron plugged in. You come home to either a burn stain or even a possible fire. We need to reduce those risks. Finally, number 9, water your plants. If you don't have a self-watering system or a house sitter, to make sure you keep them alive while you're away, water them really good before you leave. And then if you have somebody come over and just water them, great. If you have a self-watering system, make sure you set it up properly so you come home and you're not having to deal with dead plants. Okay, finally, this is a big part of your vacation. I mean, nobody wants to think about having to come home, but plan for a memorable return. So remember, before you leave, put on fresh sheets on the bed, stock up on bottled water, and you know what? Maybe even throw yourself a frozen treat in the freezer so when you get home. Things that are going to make your life easy. So my final thought on this are vacations are meant to be relaxing, and there is nothing better than knowing your home and your pets are cared for, and you won't come home to any big surprises. So I did put this list on the grandongroup.com underneath our blog. I highly recommend checking it out. I put a picture of our family on there too. And listen, go enjoy the vacation. This is a time to put down your phones, put down your computers, get back in touch with yourself, first of all, but also get in touch with your family. We get so busy during the year, and you're taking kids to soccer or baseball, and the wife's doing this, and your older kids are doing this. You know what? You have one life, you got one family, make it count. If family is, you've got God and you've got family. Those are the most important things. And make sure that the vacation is good. Make sure you bring your driver's license and any extra cash you might need. So we've had some experiences. A couple years ago, we were getting ready to go on a cruise, and my father-in-law actually left him and his wife's passports in the safe at home. And we were in Florida. The house was back in Arizona. Total nightmare. Needless to say, we got it taken care of, but we needed a trusted family friend to go into the house, give them the safe code, and then send over a bunch of documentation so they could board the ship. Crazy. Things like that happen, but listen, with proper planning, things should be good. In fact, a bag by your desk or in the kitchen that you can put stuff in. Make sure you get your phone chargers. Make sure you get the kids' iPads and everything else, whatever else you're going to need. charge. That way you don't forget your sunglasses and sunscreen. So enjoy the vacation, and then when you come back, it's going to be after July 4th probably, because that's when most people get back. It's time to start thinking about school. We'll be doing a podcast on that coming up. But think about, are you selling your house or are you buying? Think about interviewing the Grandon Group. We are Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. My sister and I are so excited to be selling real estate, but we sell lifestyle. You know, we're not the typical realtors that are going to come out to you and say, oh, you want to buy a 3-bedroom house? No. You know what? We want to know about you. We want to know what you like to do. Because trust me, if you're like, Jason, I like to golf 4 times a week, and my wife likes to go to the gym, and my kids, one's a homebody and the other was a sporty. There's certain areas that are just going to be better for you, or at least closer to you. And we want to make sure that happens. So with that said, enjoy your vacation. Happy June. Happy start of summer. We are rolling through. This year is just flying by. I cannot believe how fast it's going. So we've got a lot to get to over the next 6 months before we get to the end of the year. We've got a lot of stuff. Also, we've got stuff for you. So if you've got pets, reach out to me. I just got these new dog bowls, and I'll send them out to you. They're little plastic ones you can carry with you. And if you want one, just shoot me an email or text, and I'll make sure you get one for free too. Anyways, I'm Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Welcome to the start of summer, and get ready before you hit the road. It's vacation time. Check out the list we just gave you. Come home to a great home, and we'll see you soon. Happy summer, everybody. See you on the next podcast next week. Talk to you soon.